Investors, hello. This is AI Crypto Insights channel, your go-to for a few minutes of AI-powered insight into the market. Just a reminder, this is for educational reference only, not investment advice. Today, we are parsing a really sharp article from Artemis Analytics called Stablecoins are a rail, not a brand. And it makes the case that, well, a lot of big companies are getting their stablecoin strategy all wrong. So here's our game plan. We're going to start with the current gold rush happening right now. Then we'll dive into this hidden danger, the MyCoin trap. From there, we'll talk about the winning strategy, thinking in terms of rails over brands. And finally, we'll break down how the real winners are playing the game. All right, let's jump right in. There is an absolute gold rush happening in the stablecoin space. It feels like every major company is trying to stake their claim.
You know, there's this story building in the market, this powerful narrative that every big company is gonna have its own branded stablecoin. And with heavyweights like PayPal and Klarna making moves, you can feel the momentum. But we have to ask the critical question, is this actually a winning strategy, or is it a huge miscalculation?
I mean, look at this adoption. It's happening so fast. And it's all driven by one super powerful fact. Stablecoins make money move with practically zero friction. So whether it's PayPal launching its own coin or Stripe and Cash App plugging into existing ones for millions of users, the end goal is exactly the same. Harness that incredible speed and efficiency. But, and this is a big but, this is where we hit a major problem. This gold rush to create your own branded coin completely ignores a fundamental trap, one that could literally destroy the very value stablecoins are supposed to create in the first place. Just imagine for a second, a world where every single store you go to has its own unique currency. That's the future this MyCoin strategy is building. It's a fragmented mess. We're talking countless stablecoins on different chains, each with its own liquidity, its own fees, its own complicated conversion path. It's recreating the exact friction stablecoins were meant to solve. And this quote just nails it. All of a sudden, you've got market makers taking a cut, cross-chain bridges charging fees. You're not getting rid of middlemen. You're just creating a new set of digital middlemen. It completely defeats the whole purpose. We already have more than 90 stablecoins out there right now. For any merchant, that's just a nightmare. They do not want to manage dozens of different wallets and payment systems. The hard truth is, for 99% of companies, issuing their own coin just means taking on a massive headache for pretty much zero clear benefit. So this brings us to the core idea here. We need a fundamental shift in strategy. The smart move isn't about creating a new brand. It's about plugging into a new rail. It's about shifting from issuance to integration. And this slide lays it out perfectly. On one side, you have the losing strategy. Create a brand. You're forced to fight for liquidity, for users, all from scratch. It's an uphill battle. But on the other side, the winning strategy, use a rail. You just integrate existing liquid stablecoins and tap into their networks. You simplify everything for your users. And the economic benefits of the rail approach, they are absolutely staggering. You're not just trimming costs a little bit. You're crushing traditional card fees, you're wiping out cross-border charges, and you're settling funds 24/7 in minutes, not waiting for days. It's a total game changer. I mean, the scale of these savings is just mind-boggling. For a huge platform, a tiny, tiny improvement of just 1 basis point translates to $100 million. And that is why the smartest companies are focused on integrating these rails, not trying to reinvent the wheel. Okay, so how does this actually play out in the real world? Let's take a look at the playbooks of 3 major players, because each company's strategy really tells you a lot about their core business and how they see the future of money. Okay, first up, PayPal. Their launch of PYUSD. It's not really an offensive move to find new growth. No, this is pure defense. It's a strategy to build a walled garden and keep their massive user base and all the value they create locked right inside the PayPal ecosystem. PayPal is issuing its own coin because it kind of has to. Cheaper, open rails like USDC are a direct threat to their business model, which is all about being the middleman. Their biggest advantage isn't their tech, it's their distribution. With 438 million accounts, they can leverage that massive user base to try and build a moat and keep control. Now let's switch gears and look at Klarna. Their approach is completely different. They're not trying to launch a new coin for you and me to use. For them, a stablecoin is a tool, a secret weapon to slash their internal costs and boost their profit margins. Think about Klarna's business. They sit between the merchant and the customer, and they're paying fees on both ends of every single transaction. So Klarna USD is this really targeted efficiency play. It's designed to squeeze those fees down. This isn't some bid to create a new global currency. It's just a really sharp tactical move to make their core business more profitable. And finally, we have Stripe, which you could argue has the most disciplined and powerful strategy of all. Stripe is set up to profit from the rails themselves, without ever having to pick a winner or issue its own coin. Stripe's strategy is just brilliant. They are completely sidestepping the bloody war for liquidity. Instead, their whole focus is on winning the transaction flow. By integrating coins like USDC, they become the neutral, essential layer for merchants. They just sit back, charge fees on the insane volume that flows through their system, and they win no matter which stablecoin ends up on top. And this number right here, this shows you why their strategy is so incredibly powerful. We're talking about over $1.4 trillion in annual transaction volume. By focusing on that flow instead of a single coin, they're perfectly positioned to capture a piece of the entire stablecoin ecosystem's growth, no matter who wins the coin wars. And the reality is, this market is already incredibly concentrated. USDT and USDC together command about 86% of the entire market. That makes it so difficult, maybe even impossible for a new coin to break in and get any real traction. The network effects are just too powerful at this point. Now, don't get me wrong, the whole market is projected to grow like crazy, more than 5 times by 2030. But even as that whole pie gets bigger, that little other category, that's going to be a brutal, bloody fight for just scraps of relevance. The data here paints a really stark picture. We've got over 90 stablecoins today, but only a tiny handful, just 10, have reached any kind of significant scale. This just screams that if you issue a new coin without a massive built-in distribution channel, you're on a path to nowhere. You know, at the end of the day, it all comes down to this. Merchants and users do not care about your brand. They care about one thing: simplicity. Does this make it easier and cheaper for me to move money? If the answer is yes, it will survive. If it adds complexity, it will be forgotten. AI Analyst verdict. For 99% of companies, the winning move is not to issue a new stablecoin, but to integrate existing ones as efficient payment rails to reduce costs and friction. What are your thoughts? Share them in the comments. We'll see you next episode.